Hi, my name's Johnny, and today we're finally having a look at the Squier Paranormal 54 jazz bass. Now, in the past, Fender have unveiled things like the Parallel Universe series, which lets us have a different combination of guitars crossing over, blending in their features to really offer some people their dream guitar setups. So like a Jazz Master with a Telecaster pickup system. You know, it can combine different pickup configurations that are traditional to other body shapes and combining them together. And that's what they've done really successfully, I think, over the past couple of years. They also bring old shapes back. Like now we've got in the guitar series, we've got the Tornado, which is one of my favorite guitar shapes. So exciting to have this offer on the more affordable range, this time in the Squier Paranormal series. This was announced months ago in 2020, and I've been looking forward to getting my hands on this jazz bass ever since. So over the last couple of months, it seems like they've been releasing the guitars before the bass, so I haven't seen many videos of the jazz bass online. And they've only done one bass, so it's like, come on, throw us bass players a bone for once. And now even Sire are making guitars. It's like, no, the bass players can't have one thing. I guess it's just our striking good looks and our super cool personalities that we have now. Anyway, so the 54 jazz bass is a combination between the traditional jazz bass and also the 54 P bass. Hence why you've got that almost Telecaster style pickguard on there and the control plate as well. This bass comes in two different colours. You've got the butterscotch, and got the butterscotch blonde, just butterscotch one, which is your traditional kind of amber looking bass, a bit like my Stingray back there with the maple neck and the black pickguard. And then you've also got it in this white, this vintage blonde colour as well. But there's something else that makes this bass stand out as well. Recent releases from Fender being the Made in Japan jazz bass and the 60th anniversary jazz bass. They've brought both of these out with a more traditional style control plate, and that's with two stacked knobs as opposed to your volume tone in the three knobs that you normally get on a jazz bass. And these knobs do exactly what you think. You've got a volume and a tone for each pickup, which although doesn't sound like much more, being able to turn down the tone on the bridge pickup or the neck pickup independently can give you a whole new palette of tones compared to a standard jazz bass. You don't want to listen to me anymore. Let's jump straight in and listen to the sounds.
So you would have heard then some pick playing, finger playing, and some slapping, all of which I've gone through the different sounds and the different tonalities you can get using this new configuration. Now, I didn't cover things like turning the tone down on one and the volume down on another knob. We'd be here all day if we were going into every single little minute bit, so I just went with the 50% of each one. So what do I think about this bass? Aesthetically, sorry, it's off camera now, it's giving me the eye. It's almost winking at me and drawing me in, and that's exactly what this bass does. I see it, I want to play it. Look at it, it is just phenomenal looking. It might just be better than the traditional jazz bass design. I've said it. I feel like the butterscotch blonde has been kind of overshadowing this vintage white look. I think this is so much nicer. Initially, I was drawn to the butterscotch blonde because I've always liked Jeremy Davis from Paramore and his butterscotch blonde jazz bass that he had. Well, I thought if I'm going to keep this, I've already got two butterscotch blonde guitars behind me, so I'm going to go with the vintage. And I'm so glad I did. It really stands out against other white guitars like my Squier P bass. It's a totally different colour. I mean, we could go all day if we go into the Dulux colour paint chart and have a look, compare it. It looks like a Magnolia-esque kind of colour though. Could blend in with your walls. But pairing this up with the maple neck, I just think, mwah, looks so classy. And with the knobs as well, the black knobs underneath, so stylish. It's just so slick. I think this looks better in person than it does on the website, although you can't see through to the wood grain as much as you can online, I don't think. Maybe in other ones you might get a bit of a better wood grain shining through, but to me, I'm not too bothered about that. I quite like the way it is, and looking closer you can see the wood is just fine for me. Clink the link in the description. Click the link in the description to check out all the specs on the Fender website. I'm not going to bore you with those now, but what they've done is use two different woods for the fretboard and the neck by the looks of it, or two different shades, because you can see here that the headstock is a slightly different shade to that fretboard, and that just adds to that vintage 50s look. Different fretboard as well gives it a bit of a binding, which really stands out when you're looking at it when you play. Single ply pickguard as well. Woo! So, components wise, the tuners themselves hold their tuning really well. It gets quite cold in this room, and overnight it was only a little bit sharper, but that's fairly normal for this room. So I have no issues with that. You know me, give the knobs a good twist. And these are no exception. These feel really good. Maybe a little bit sticky on the volume knob, but the tone knobs are just so smooth, and you can just tell the overall craftsmanship on this is at a really high quality.
The fret edges on this are really good. There feels like there's a tiny bit of sprouting maybe towards the higher frets, but when I say higher frets, I'm talking up here. And realistically, how many people can be playing up there? Not me. I ain't no shredder. The fretboard edges feel really, really well done. I've got nothing wrong with that, nothing sharp at all. I don't really have much to say about the bridge. It's just a standard run-of-the-mill vintage style bridge, which does its job fine. Overall build quality is just fantastic. Arguably the most important thing is the sound. Now, as you would have heard, I've gone through a variety of sounds, and there is even more that you can access with all the different configurations. I think this bass sounds amazing. It sounds so good. It sounds fatter than my old Fender Mexican jazz bass, I think. It's got more of a rounded punch and does so well with distortion and aggression on there, whilst also remaining nice and clear and really high clarity, especially when you're doing things like slapping. So one thing that surprised me, on the back of the neck, this says crafted in China. Now, this says crafted. I'll just check my P-bass. Oh, my P-bass says crafted in Indonesia. So these are actually made in different places. Now you might think that that is not going to be good for this jazz bass. And there's still a £350 price tag on there. But with this model and the one that I've got here, I would say that they are on par in terms of quality. I don't think you should rule it out just because it says crafted in China on it. So this bass is for someone who is looking for maybe a budget instrument, but also really wants that high quality and maybe something a little bit different. I don't think they'll keep doing these type guitars, so I would definitely recommend picking one up for sure. Just to clarify, I think Squier have knocked it out of the park with this one. Have I said everything? I think I've said everything. So, I love this bass, but I'm not going to keep it. And that's just because I need to fund more things. And at the minute, I kind of want a 5-string jazz bass, and I can't justify keeping 2 jazz basses around. I mean, I definitely can, but I probably shouldn't. So I'm going to put up in the cards now a video I did recently on selling on my basses after I'm done reviewing them. I am putting it up for sale for one of you to buy it. Now, I will say, unfortunately, this is only going to be I'm only going to be shipping to the UK for now, where I'm based, just because I haven't got to grips with international shipping, and I would hate for my first one that I ship out to someone, well, not my first bass to ship out to someone, but my first one, since advertising on here, to go wrong. So just in the UK for now, but click the link in the description and you can head over and get it on my reverb shop. It's not going to be as cheap as it would if you were to buy it off of someone on Facebook or something like that, just because I've got to cover the costs, and it is a brand new bass. It is essentially like a B-stock model. It's just been in my hands. I'll wipe it down, don't you worry about that. And if you want to ask me to do a bit of a setup or to do it to your liking, let me know. So click the link in the description to check it out. Thank you so much for watching. At time of recording, I'm nearly so close to 600 subscribers, and it was only like a couple of weeks ago I was at 500. So I'm so pleased that things are going down well, and the channel is just continuing to grow. And more of you are getting in touch on Instagram and in the comment section and on Discord. I absolutely love talking to everyone online, and it really makes my day when you send me a message. So make sure to hit like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Johnny Dibble. Squier Paranormal Jazz Bass, go and check it out. It is a phenomenal bit of gear, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.